Today's show starts out with learning how to make canes. And you'll see on the first example, we've made a flower, and we've got a polka dot cane and a swirl cane in the center, and also a ladybug cane. And then we've also taken those same canes and put it on a little votive and pressed them into the side for a pretty design. Here's what you'll need. We can start out with whatever color clay you'd like. This is all oven-baked clay. We have our clay tools. And then you can have assorted glassware or clay pots or whatever you need. We've also taken a blister pack and sliced a piece off, and that's what we're going to use to cut our clay. And then we also have some instant glue, and that's optional. So the first thing you want to do is protect your work surface when you're working with clay. We want to put some wax paper down and make sure that, especially if this is going to be used later as a table for food or something like that, that we don't have the clay touching it. And then we want to condition our clay. We start with the lightest colors first. So I'm going to start with my white clay, and all conditioning means is softening it in your hands and letting the heat of your hands make it soft and pliable. So I've conditioned all my clay ahead of time. So I've got white, teal, the yellows and the oranges, the black and the red. So let's start first with our polka dot cane. To make our cane, we're going to take let's take a small piece of white, and I'm going to create these long logs or snakes. So I'm just taking a small piece at a time, using my work surface and rolling it out. And then I'm going to cut them into lengths, probably about 2.5 inches long. And you can see I have a grid underneath, so I know exactly how long to cut. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take one white cane in my hand, and then I'm going to place 5 teal canes around it. So I'll put a blue one, and then I'm going to alternate with white. So it's blue, white, blue, then another white, a teal, and a white. Let's see if I've got enough. Let's put one more in. One more set. Another teal, and then a white. And you're going to get something that looks like that. Now when you're done with that, then you're going to take that and you're going to roll it gently. Not too much pressure. All we're trying to do is mold those colors together. This is the basic of making a cane. As you can see here, if you continue to roll, it'll get more and more blended together, and it will get longer and longer. The longer that you make it, the smaller the cane is going to be when you cut it. So I'm going to take then this piece of blister pack, slice off the end, and you can see here exactly I have my polka dot cane, so I can slice off the pieces that I need. So let's go on to the next one. This is the swirl cane. For the swirl cane, I'm going to spread out 2 pieces about 1.5 inches by 2 inches. I'm going to start with the yellow core. So I'm just going to do one little yellow snake, put that on top of the yellow, put the yellow on top of the orange. You see I've trimmed that yellow to be a little bit shorter. Now I'm going to bend around, rolling those pieces around that center yellow piece. And I'll continue to roll. I'll slice off that end so you can see. And you can see I have a swirl there. But now I'm going to continue to roll that on my work surface, lengthen it out, and the swirl will become more and more prominent. Then we'll slice that end off. And again, we'll keep slicing our beads off. I've got one here so you can see exactly the design to an exact size. And then here's a smaller one with all the beads cut off. The last cane I'm going to show you is a ladybug. For the ladybug, we're going to use 5 black and 5 red. So I'm going to create my core. Let's see, I've got my 5, so let's alternate. 1, 2, the black, the red. As you can see, we always use an odd number. Put my black again. So it's kind of the same as almost creating that polka dot effect, but I'm laying these next to each other. So let's see, do I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5? Now let's roll those up into each other. So I've got black and red alternating. Again, now on this one, it's a little less important that they're exactly even because ladybug spots aren't exactly even. So So I'm going to get that core together. Once I've got that piece, then I've rolled out a piece of red, and I'm going to roll that red piece around this. So I've got this little sausage with the core inside. That's what it looks like when we roll it out, and you can see with those dots then I can just slice those off. And there we have ladybugs. The other thing that I did at the very end that I forgot to just show you is to put a little core of a black snake on the edge, so that that'll be the ladybug's head, so that when I slice it off, they look just like my little samples, which they have the head at the top of the ladybug. The last thing is leaves. That's just a block, and I'm slicing off. So now that you've made all these great canes, you can take all different glass materials. When you go to bake this, it's going to be baked according to the manufacturer's instructions, 230 degrees, for anywhere from 10 minutes on, depending on the depth of your clay. And you can attach them to the glass surface before you bake, and then put the whole thing in and bake it like that, or you can make all your canes, put them in the oven, harden them, and then attach them with some instant glue.